The lights are coming on now. We've got 4, now 5 lights. Lights out and away we go. Merry and Stevens getting a reasonable start in comparison to us. We're going to go towards turn 1 now. Very difficult indeed under the brakes. Don't want to be taking too much of an inside line into turn 1 because it tightens up an absolute treat. Oh gosh, that is some nice traction. Not on these prime tyres. We get almost squeezed out. A lot of the cars going to the left-hand side for this next corner, but we're going to take it nice and easy. Oh no, we're not. We're going to get turned into. Oh, nice back end as well. Up into 13th at the moment. And a pretty solid start on these prime tyres. Verstappen getting slightly out of shape in front of us. We'll look to the outside. Oh, we might brake a bit too late, but no, Verstappen. Slight contact, pushed us wide actually onto the curb. It's going to affect our traction, but we are up into 12th place. Next target is Daniel Kvyat. And I remember this track actually being quite bad on fuel, so that we're already in minus fuel. It's been that similar to that in the other games as well. So you have to be quite careful on the fuel here. So if you can like save a bit of fuel, maybe in this kind of stint where we're not going to be very quick anyway on these prime tyres, and just kind of save up some fuel for when we're going to be attacking the cars further up the grid. Obviously when we're on the straight, so this straight not so bad, we can just sit in the slipstream, but we can still attack down the other straights, and in fact we're quicker than a Red Bull in lean as well, so that's interesting. Almost touching the back end of Kvyat and losing the back end even in lean. So we're going to pop it up to Rich now. We should fly past Daniel Kvyat, who in a Red Bull is just about as fast as a McLaren Honda, as far as I remember. And now back into lean to save some more fuel. So Ricardo, our next stop to get us into points paying positions. And as you can see on the mini-map, I haven't got the full mini-map up, but there is a huge gap between, I think, first, second and third. Oh no, actually, there's 2 people as well. It's all the way to 5th. They're in kind of the front group. So maybe there's a slight incident to do with 6th place. Maybe 6th is just very slow indeed. Maybe on the prime tyres, in fact. Didn't check that on the grid, but seems like right now there's a bit of a train. It looks like a Force India, in fact. Oh gosh, this corner's a bit treacherous right now, not going to lie. Getting on the power a little bit too early, thinking we've got a little bit more front end grip than we actually do. And I think that's just the point that we haven't really been on the prime tyres in this career mode in the first stint, well, we haven't at all. And it's just getting used to it, letting the tyres kind of get into their stints, because they take a while to just kind of groove into it, because the prime tyres obviously being a little bit more durable. Take a while to get into an operating window, and we're obviously going to be slower than the option runners at the moment anyway, probably till around lap 4 or 5 do the options start going off. I'm not so sure on this track, but kind of a general trend is around that kind of area. But we're right in the slipstream with Ricardo, who's actually quite close behind Grosjean as well. And Rosberg sets another fast lap of 34.0. Let's see how much slower we are in this traffic and also on the slower tyres as we get out of the slipstream now. 35.9, so only 1.9 seconds slower than Rosberg on slower tyres, and we get past Ricardo with absolute ease. Not fancying a dive bomb on Grosjean, especially to this corner. The AI don't seem to be particularly, oh gosh, we lose the back end, don't seem particularly aware going into that first corner. So let's see what our fuel is now. 0.4 at the moment, so that's good. Taking it nice and easy. We might be able to get, oh no, we can't out traction anyone, because that is horrible, the amount we're sliding through there. This part of the track is usually single file until coming out of this bit where you can try and go up the outside. Don't like the inside so much. But at least we've actually taken that corner properly this time and not run off into the curb. Get a much better exit than Grosjean out of that corner. Grosjean having to go slightly defensive. We're just going to fly straight round the outside of Romain Grosjean. What a great move. Not sure how much he backed out of that. It seemed like quite a bit, but we're up into 9th place, and this is kind of our chill stint at the moment. This is where we're kind of just slowly getting our way through the pack, keeping our fuel intact so that we can, oh no, that's late braking. That's fine, we're just about okay. Very close up behind Maldonado now. We're going to have DRS, going to put it up into rich fuel mixture as well. Pretty sure we're going to be faster than Maldonado down the straight as well. Even though the Lotus is quite slippery in a straight line, we're going to fly up to the inside and break it 150 metre board into turn 1, and that is going to be us into 8th position. Although Maldonado seemed like he was having a little look around the outside as I went back down to 9th, but we are now, oh gosh, Grosjean and Maldonado getting very close indeed. have to remember that in a team, you do not want to be taking out your teammate, because that is a cardinal sin. Next stop is Ericsson, and I was correct that 6th place is Sergio Perez. So you join us now towards the end of lap 4. We've got Ericsson and Perez very close. Oh gosh, we've run slightly wide though. That's not going to be a legitimate overtake. Jesus! Almost caught Ericsson's rear wheel there, and that would have been catastrophic. But instead, we've still got the DRS, and Ericsson, again, not as quick, but actually quite slippery in a straight line. I'm going to break down the inside into turn 1. Ericsson should give up that position, and does. Next stop is Sergio Perez, and then there is quite a gap, it seems, to 5th place. Very close behind Perez now as we come to the end of lap 5. We might actually try and move into the last corner before we've even finished the lap, because DRS overtakes are boring apparently, and we make the move stick. Perez actually losing a lot of time to us with that overtake. Do we get DRS as well? Yes, we do. And now it is time for us to start flying, hopefully, towards the option runners where their tyres will start to go off, and we will be looking in very good shape. Right now we're kind of stuck in limbo at the moment. We're not really, oh gosh, as we miss that apex by a country mile. We're not really catching Bottas at the moment, and at the same time Ericsson is not catching us. In fact, we're pulling away from him. So right now 6th place, quite solid, and the tyres are starting to go off now, even though the option runners ahead still haven't pitted, especially the Mercedes as well, who seem to be flying out in front. Kind of lapping quite consistently, 3/10 off our best lap last time out, which was a 35.3. We're still fuel saving at the moment, 1.62, but the fuel just flies away from your car, so you might be thinking that's quite a lot of fuel to be saving, Matt, but at the same time, that's the kind of amount you need. As someone is coming into the pits, it looks like it is Valtteri Bottas, and our teammate as well is in the pits. So Vettel is going for the undercut on the Mercedes. As we have broken a little bit too late, have we? Yeah, missed the apex slightly. 5 positions up on where we expected to finish. Are you kidding me? We've won every race of the season from, well, apart from Australia, from the back of the grid. That's a very odd thing to be predicting, Ferrari. Right now our pace on the primes is not feeling very good. Starting to struggle, starting to slide through the corners now. Finding it quite hard out of the heavy traction zones, one of them being the one we've just come out of. Another one is just down here, this double left-hander. And actually braking for it is very hard as well. As you can see, the front left locking up quite heavily there. You can easily run wider than what I just did there, especially with wearing tyres, and it's kind of very hard to judge how much you can brake on wearing tyres. Love this corner though, although I lost the back end slightly through it. I don't know, I just really enjoyed just flying through there and getting on the power really early as I run off the track. Nice one, Matt. It's okay. Only a 10th down on our last lap. Or is that our best lap, sorry, I think it is. We're closing in on Massa, who's on those worn option tyres. And we may well see the leaders flying into the pits this lap. Let's see if Vettel actually. It'll be interesting to see if Vettel can get anywhere near the Mercedes with that undercut. In fact, Massa has carried on for another lap. Whereas that does see, yes, Nico Rosberg, who is in the pits. Hamilton carried on for another lap. So Rosberg must have been winning this race as the pit stops came round. But I'm sure we will be seeing a lot more of those Mercedes towards the end of the race. And actually, in fact, I was just about to stop talking, and I think Rosberg has just come out behind 3 of the cars behind me. So that's Ricciardo, Kvyat, I'm assuming, and maybe someone else, I'm not sure. But Rosberg has got a huge amount of traffic coming out of the pits. Just thinking, we're being told to pit in this lap. I don't think that's long enough, especially if we're going to go for 2 option stints. I think we should definitely go for another 2 or 3 laps, if I'm honest, because I don't think we'll be able to stretch out 2 option stints. As Massa's going into the pits now from his options, and he's managed basically 10 laps. So it is possible, but I'd prefer to be a little bit more sort of comfortable going into the last stint, not having to do another 10 laps or whatever. Because if we sort of lock into that strategy and pit now for options, we have to go another 10 laps on the options on the last stint, or sacrifice our pace and go on primes. So I'd rather go a few more laps and make sure that we can go to the end on 2 sets of options. Now that is how to drift around the double left-hander there. It was just so light on the brakes and just letting the car just naturally slide round and hit that apex beautifully. Very much enjoyed that. Didn't enjoy that line so much as we've gone in a little bit too tight, to say the least. But a race update, Hamilton is in fact in the lead now, so I think Rosberg was in the lead. But, oh dear, yeah, we're getting some serious understeer now, but I still want to go another lap or two because it seems like the tyres can make it. Got over 2 laps of fuel now in excess, I think that means, with a +2, I'm sure that means that. But right now, I'm quite confident that we will be quick enough to catch the guys at the end, and pass them in fact. And our pace not obviously very good right now, with them being on fresh tyres as well, but one more lap I think won't hurt, especially because I think hitting 1 lap of sort of falling off the cliff on options is going to be catastrophic compared to primes where, as you know, they're a little bit more durable and I don't think they fall off as quick. As you can see, we've lost quite a bit of time over these last 2 laps to Hamilton, who is now right behind us. And we understeer once again. We're going to fly into the pits now at the end of lap 11, so we've done a really good stint of primes here. And we're going to come into the pits to get our option tyres, and Hamilton was just a solid 5 seconds quicker than us on that last lap. So now it's going to be very welcome to have some yellow striped option tyres on our car, where I'm pretty sure we are going to be destroying that fastest lap that Hamilton has just set. But we'll see. It depends how much traffic we come out in. I think that's Massa that's going to go past. It is. So we're down in 6th at the moment. Let's make sure we can come out the pits without blowing up our rear tyres, and we don't. This has been our first full lap, first flying lap in fact, in rich fuel mixture. We have caught Massa up by about 2 and a bit seconds. We come around the final corner now. What kind of lap time are we going to set? I'm pretty sure it's going to be the fastest lap of the race. Let's have a look. I think it was a 33 something, and that's a 32.590 from us. We are absolutely flying on these option tyres, and Massa is just going to be a sitting duck when we come up behind him, which we are just about now. I don't think we're going to be close enough in this first or second sector, but come towards the end of this lap, I think Massa is going to be overtaken either in the DRS straight or actually before. But then again, he is in a Williams, which are very quick in a straight line. So let's not try and rush it, because sometimes Bahrain can sort of hit out at you in the most random of times if you hit a curb too hard. So no rash moves from us, I think, although Massa very slow indeed. I think even out the traction zones we should be able to get Massa. Right behind him now. Opens DRS, although Massa some really good traction on those prime tyres. But can we get close enough into this braking zone? I think we might be able to. Yes, we do, up the inside. Down to 4th gear, getting on the power nicely. And that is us up into 10 points and 5th position. But that is not enough for us. We are flying right now. We are 4.9 seconds behind Valtteri Bottas. Oh my God. The back end just coming out like no tomorrow in rich fuel mixture. That was slightly dangerous. But we're okay. We live to sing and tell the tale. Sing the tale? I don't think that's even a word, but that's someone going into the pits already. Is that Bottas into the pits again? And in fact, Sebastian Vettel. Why on earth are they pitting already? I would love to know. I'm pretty sure we're only pitting one more time after this. Oh, we're getting so excited that we're getting on the power far too aggressively and almost losing the car. But we're up into 3rd place now. Vettel very strangely already in the pits. Same with Bottas. And that possibly, well, that definitely restricts them onto a 3-stop. Which now makes me think, can our options even go 9 or 10 laps? Was the stretching of the prime tyres even worth it? I don't even know now. Let's have a look at the damage. The damage is looking pretty yellow to me, but I reckon we could risk it and go for just one more stop after this. Although we did pit at the end of lap 11, wasn't it? So we've only gone 3 laps since then. And it's going to be I think it's going to be quite close as we run wide for some reason. Not sure why that's happened. So we are losing some grip on the front end. We're 8 tenths off what we were on the last lap. And And we're 13.9 seconds behind Rosberg. It's going to be interesting to see if the Mercedes dive into the pits at the end of this lap. So if they do, then we've got to start wondering what we're going to do with our strategy to make this work. Because right now, I'm thinking we will still have to 3-stop if we want to go onto the options. But the Mercedes have carried on, so they haven't gone into the pits yet. And our pit engineer is telling us to come in for some option tyres, so I'm not sure what he's on, to be honest. I'm pretty sure we were told that we were only going to do 2 stops this race. Big news coming from the pit lane. Rosberg is in for his stop. So does he go on to primes? Great. I thought he was going to tell me some interesting news about what tyre Rosberg is on, but instead we're being told that our grip's going, which we can definitely feel. Thank you very much, Jeff. So up into P2. Hamilton, obviously, in P1 after Rosberg pitting. Can we push these tyres? Well, I'm assuming we'll be able to go to lap 20. But how bad our options will be is yet to be seen. And we're 16.8 seconds behind Hamilton. So we need to do something different here if we want to win this race. We can't copy them, especially if they go on to a... Well, I don't know, actually. We might have to. I don't really know what is really available to us right now, because if Hamilton only pits one more time, he's won the race. If Rosberg's still only going one more time, I'm pretty sure he's beaten us as well. Vettel is not too far behind either, but he pitted a lot earlier. Our fuel load is fine. But right now, I don't really want to be pushing and putting it into rich fuel mixture, which affects the traction out of corners on tyres that are seemingly running out. And we're kind of losing the back end quite a lot on the curbs at the moment. We're coming up to lap someone here, I believe. But so Hamilton's already gone through both of these back markers that we're about to come up against, and we're just starting to miss our braking points a few times now. Our pace is definitely starting to drop off. Let's see how far behind we are Hamilton now. 16.6, so we're not even catching him. And that's because we did a 35.2 on these option tyres. So it's not working out at the moment, because although we were very quick at the start of the stint, and that was us setting the fastest lap, these option tyres are not particularly reliable. And when you start to get the sort of yellow wear on them, that's it, the pace is gone and you're in the 34s, 35s. We're being told to come into the pits now, but that's not long enough. We still have to go another 2-3 laps if we want to go on options, but I think we're going to have to settle for primes, to be honest. Ferrari does not have good enough tyre wear around this track. And has Hamilton come into the pits this time? Let's have a look. If Hamilton hasn't, oh yeah, I think he has. I think that's him in the pits there. Mary moves out of the way, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, that is Hamilton in the pits. So you have to assume that he's only got one, that is his last stop. I don't care about the objective, thank you very much, race engineer. I care more about the fact Hamilton has been able to almost definitely secure a 2-stop race, and he has gone an absolute mammoth amount on that second stint, I'm pretty sure. So although we look like we were doing the alternate strategy, I don't think we're going to be able to pull this off. It's going to be interesting to see. Well, Rosberg's actually ahead of Hamilton, but can Rosberg actually... Oh, it's very close as well, 0.6. Can Rosberg go to the end of the race? That's going to be the interesting thing here. And can we go to the end of the race? Well, we're going to have to go onto the prime tyres, I think. Tyres are falling off the cliff. We're not going to be able to push onto another set of options, so let's put in box this lap and set prime tyres. It's a shame that we couldn't go onto the options, but just look at the amount of understeer going into that left-hander. It is quite possibly the worst I've felt in the entirety of this race even, and even that was with the primes that we went 11 laps on, or 12 laps, sorry. So these options are not reliable at all, and Rosberg in fact is pulling away from Hamilton despite pitting a lot earlier. So oh gosh, look at this understeer. Yeah, we're going to dive into the pits this lap and put on a set of prime tyres and hope to God that these AI are going to be very slow towards the end of the race. Down the pit lane now we come. Rosberg passes us, Hamilton passes us, and so does our teammate Vettel. Will we get any more traffic, or will we come out in fourth? I think Bottas must be somewhere around here. I think that might be Bottas coming over now, and he's going to get past us. Yes, he does. We're down to fifth. Where's Massa? Massa surely isn't that far behind, but we are going to filter in to 5th place for now. And now, well, 10 points is what we're on for at the moment. Pretty sure we'll be quicker than Bottas, but it's going to be interesting to see if any of the guys in front of us do pit, because that will be a position gain for us. They won't overtake us, I'm pretty sure, if they were to pit now. Although, if Hamilton was to pit now and make options last, he'd probably still beat us. So it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds. This is the stage of the race now that I said that we're going to be putting it up into rich fuel mixture and really pushing to get towards these front runners. We've saved 2.1 I think fuel. Let's have a look. Yeah, 2.09 at the moment. We're up in rich and we're going to be pushing as hard as we can to get as close as we can to Rosberg and Hamilton, but right now I don't think it's even possible. Oh, Bottas is peeling into the pits. So we were catching him at a very quick rate of knots, and Vettel was in the pits as well. So they must be going on to option tyres, but we've just been gifted 3rd place for now. Now it is all up to what these Mercedes boys do. Hamilton surely must be able to go to the end of the race. Not so sure about Rosberg though. So Hamilton's overtaken Rosberg, and that's because Rosberg is in the pits. And oh, I'm not sure how quick Rosberg's actually going to be. It could still be close between us and Rosberg.
7 places up on our predicted objective. 7 places. Come on, keep going.
Thank you. I don't know why you keep mentioning the fact that we were supposed to finish 9th, but Rosberg has come into the pits. We're up into 2nd place now. It is all down to what Hamilton does now. If he doesn't pit this or the next lap, I'm pretty sure he's going to the end. And we're in rich fuel mixture, but we're not catching him quickly enough to pose any sort of threat for the win. The only hope for us is that if Hamilton is in the pits, and that will enable us to get our 4th victory of the season, unless Rosberg is mighty quick on those option tyres, which I would not even, I wouldn't be surprised if he is. So don't discount him just yet, but we aren't exactly slow on these prime tyres right now. We are in rich fuel mixture and we have enough fuel to push. Surely not. That is surely not Hamilton in the pits. No, it's not. Oh, I got so excited that was Hamilton in the pits. I was like, I'm waiting for that P2 to turn P1. I bet a lot of you guys were too, just waiting to see if that was Hamilton, but it's not. And we have 5 laps to go. Hamilton's still out in front and pushing this stint, I think, to the end of the race. I think this will be the last time that Hamilton will dive into the pits. So it's crunch time now as to whether or not we win this race. Have we made a 2-stop work and Hamilton has to pit? Or will he be going to the end of the race? I'm looking to the mini-map. Is there anybody in the pits? There is not anybody in the pits. We're 12.8 seconds behind Hamilton with 4 laps to go. I think Hamilton has this one in the bag. Still pushing like no tomorrow, hoping that Hamilton's going to be really slow towards the end of this stint. Somehow don't think he's going to be. 12.1 seconds the gap still, so right now, although we are literally pushing our socks off in these prime tyres that are starting to wear, I think 2nd place is what we're going to have to settle for. Hamilton just far too good on his tyres and being able to sort of be a lot more consistent than us during the sort of stints where we were losing 3-4 seconds to him. Seems like that's paid off for him. He's 12 seconds still ahead with 3 laps to go. Unless, oh my gosh, I just saw someone coming out the pits, but then I was like, well, it can't be Hamilton. And it wasn't. So the game deciding to tease us a little bit with another person coming out the pits, but that is not Hamilton. And surprisingly, we're not going to win this race by the looks of things, which is something that I did not expect to be saying. I thought of all tracks, Bahrain would be one of those that we would be winning because I feel very confident about my pace round here. Taking a few tenths out of Hamilton in each sector, but it doesn't seem to be enough as we're now setting our sort of thoughts and sights to Spain, which will be the next race for round 5 in this career mode. So despite our very best efforts to try and catch Hamilton, and at one point I thought this race was in the bag, but Hamilton is going to win this race. An absolutely stunning drive from him, just faster than every single person. Rosberg and Vettel had no answer, and we're going to come over the line for a solid 2nd place. So we're on the grid now for round 2, the Malaysia Grand Prix. We've got 5 lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Can we get a decent start? That's a pretty nice start, even though we're comparing ourselves to the Manners. And we're going to go on the inside of both of them. Please give us some space. Jesus Christ. The 2 McLarens as well coming into turn 1. mugged them off pretty nicely, hugging the curb as much as we possibly can. Perez going wide, and we're getting through that gap, and we are up into P8 before this race has even begun pretty much. And it's not ending there, as Hulkenberg very slow out of turn 3, and we are going up the inside of not one but 2 cars, but there's some serious collisions going on behind us. But we stay in P6, and we're already behind our teammate Sebastian Vettel, who's lost a couple of positions at the start of this race. And with, as Jeff will most likely say in a minute, our car is pretty heavy on fuel, and we need to be careful of the serious amounts of understeer and general lack of stopping. But anyway, P6 at the moment. This is going to be interesting to see what our pace is like. And actually there's a Massa in P2 which is holding up Hamilton quite delightfully, I must say. And this, as always, is the fastest part of the race for us, and hopefully we can make the most of it and maybe get past our teammate into this next corner. Yeah. Oh no, that need to slow down, and Bottas was forced to almost get out of that one as we come steaming up the inside. So does Vettel, up into P4 now, and it's not even the end of lap 1. I can only imagine what the commentators would be saying right now, as Hamilton now going up the inside of Massa after Massa getting that fantastic start. And he is down to P3 and potentially P4 now, as we are now going to try and get past Felipe Massa for the final podium spot. So we're in the slipstream now, going to cut to the inside and braking just after the 100 metre board into turn 1, and that is the move done. What is Hamilton saying in terms of his pace right now? Not particularly fast, I must say, although Rosberg getting away just a little bit after Massa holding up Hamilton just that slight amount on lap 1. And we are now, well, we are very quick compared to Hamilton at least. And we are all over the back of the Mercedes driver in this wonderfully powered Ferrari car. None of this McLaren Honda stuff, as we get a great exit. Oh, there's slight contact actually on his rear there, which was could have ended in tears, I'm not going to lie. It really could have. In the slipstream now of Hamilton. Can we have a go into this final corner? No, it broke far too early there, Matt. Oh well, we might get a good exit. Well, Hamilton gets a reasonably good exit as well, but we're in the slipstream. Rosberg sets a 39.1. We set a 38.7. The fastest lap of the race. We're going to go to the outside, which is going to be the racing line. Hamilton, don't squeeze us again. And he doesn't, just about. He's having a look up the inside, though. We're side by side through turn 1. We have the inside line for turn 2, though. And that should be the move done if we don't run too wide. We squeezed the throttle a little bit too early there. Hamilton now coming back at us. And he should possibly have the straight line speed to maybe have a go, but it doesn't look like that way. And we now come into turn 4, I believe. And that is us up into P2 now. And Rosberg is our next target. So now that DRS is enabled, Hamilton could actually have a go back at us down into turn 1. We're up in rich fuel mixture though, so hopefully we'll be able to defend. Put it down to standard now as we're in optimal. Hamilton very close to us, actually kind of scaring us into break. Oh no! Oh no, another collision with Hamilton. I mean, is Hamilton's AI just an absolute maniac or something? He's not even moving. Why is he not moving at turn 1? Oh my god, there's serious collisions going on, and we're going to have a look at that. So here you go. We run a little bit wide through turn 1 because he was scared us in, and he's kind of stuck his nose in to somewhere that probably wouldn't be an ideal place. So then we've both spun off, and Hamilton now, if we change camera, is just sat there. Oh, and then he was hit, and now it's just sitting there. Really? Okay. Great career mode. Really glad the AI are just retarded. Anyway, we'll carry on. So it seems like Hamilton is most likely out of the race. No safety car, obviously. Nice game. Rosberg, however, now has got a 5-second lead on us. And we're going to have to put in some pretty good laps to be able to close that gap. Especially now as the tyres are starting to go off, which is when the AI start to get very quick indeed in comparison to us. Oh, so apparently our teammate is gaining on us. Hamilton has moved now actually, because there's still 20 cars running apparently. Hamilton is racing again. God knows what position he's in. Vettel is matching or catching us, apparently. I don't think he is catching us. I reckon he's probably matching us for pace right now. Oh my god. That was horrendous, that flipping slide. We gained 6/10 on Rosberg in that middle sector and then went and did that. Yeah, good job. Really good job. Unbelievable. Oh my lord. Things are going a little bit wrong now actually at the moment. Can't seem to concentrate too well. And Vettel now is probably within DRS now that we've made a couple of mistakes. And Rosberg is running away at the moment. Fantastic. So as we come to the end of lap 6, start of lap 7. We're lapping in the low 1 minute 40s, which is pretty rubbish to be honest. And Rosberg is 5 seconds ahead of us still. We kind of gain in the middle sector and then lose a little bit in the last sector. So Vettel is very much staying within our within striking distance as well. And I'm just going to try and make sure that we go at least as far as Rosberg does in terms of tyres, although they are orange now. They are getting a little bit worse for wear, although we did gain 2/10 on Rosberg in that first sector, which is always a good sign if you're going quicker than the car ahead. Yeah, we're going to come in the pits now. Vettel and Rosberg both carry on, in fact, and apparently that's corner cutting. Fantastic. But anyway, we're into the pits to go onto a fresh set of prime tyres, and then hopefully we'll only need one more stop after that to get ourselves to the end of the race. Rosberg had some reasonable pace. I'm not sure where Hamilton is. Probably about last. And Vettel was definitely keeping with us as well. So it's a bit of a game of strategy at the moment. Just trying to keep it as consistent as possible. Definitely don't really have the pace advantage over the AI. Well, the top AI, obviously. When our tyres are a little bit worse for wear. But when they're fresh, I think we've got a little bit of an advantage. Be interesting to see if Vettel pits now and comes out ahead of us actually. Because obviously cold tyres feels horrible right now, as you can see. Understeer City, and we're 22.8 seconds behind Vettel at the moment. Which sounds like a pit stop to me, to be honest, but we will soon find out. I'm hoping the AI are going to come in this lap and don't stretch some weird one-stop strategy which destroys us. Okay, so it looks like Rosberg and Vettel are both in the pits, so they went one lap longer than us. It's going to be interesting to see where everyone feeds out, that's for sure. Here we go, around the final corner then, down the pit straight. Looking to our right, or if you want to look on the minimap down to the left, it looks like Vettel is going to be absolutely nowhere near us. And that is very true. And we're going to have the warmer tyres as well. So Rosberg is going to be slow. As you can see, he's visibly closer than what he has been before. Nice corner cut. So we could challenge for the lead in the next few laps if we can get in some good, fresh, hot, wonderful, amazing flying laps. Oh, interesting. So Rosberg's on the option tyres. We've gone on to the primes. Therefore, I don't think we will challenge Rosberg at this stage of the race. If anything, he should pull away. Yep, so as predicted, Rosberg is pulling away from us at about, well, in that last sector it was about 4/10. So he's definitely going to have the advantage on us in this stint. It's going to be interesting to see, actually, how far we can go on these prime tyres. Because if we can go far enough, maybe to lap 19, then we can go on another set of option tyres. But if we can only hit 16, 17, we'll have to go on another set of primes, which could affect our chances of winning this race. We managed to take half a tenth out of Rosberg in that first sector. This middle sector will be telling because we have been quicker before. We need to be able to be consistent in this prime stint and not run wide like that. Good job, Matt. 2.3 seconds the gap after the middle sector as well, which is actually quite good that we're being able to maintain the gap to Rosberg even though he's on the faster tyre. He might be potentially saving fuel or something, whereas we are pushing quite hard, putting it up into rich for the straights and then obviously putting it down into standard where there's heavy traction zones, especially around this Malaysia circuit. Apart from this one though, because just can't be bothered to turn it back down to standard every time. So to keep it in rich, then we can have a lovely run down this straight as well. As you can see now, 3 seconds the gap. So Rosberg so much quicker than us in that last sector. It's going to be interesting because that is usually the sector where overtakes happen, and that's where we'll probably look to overtake him. But it seems like he has got the edge over us, or at least, well, the edge, 6/10 is quite a lot. It's not really an edge, is it? But he's definitely a lot quicker in that last sector. So we'll either have to do some sort of incredible move in this first or middle sector, or just wait it out, maybe for the pit stops. Well, we're not going to catch him before the pit stops, I don't think. Although his tyres will go off a lot quicker than ours. So it'll be interesting to see if the durability of the prime tyres actually works out for us. So as a little update as we start lap 13, 4.8 seconds the gap to Rosberg now. We can't catch him. His tyres have certainly got into their operating window now. And Vettel, yeah, as our race engineers just said, is catching us now as well. So that's going to be interesting to see where Vettel actually is able to catch us and pass us. Because obviously we are in exactly the same car. I think we might have a bit of a nippier and faster car in the straight line, what with going for 1-1 wings as we run wide. But yeah, Rosberg now 5 seconds ahead, so it's going to be nip and tuck, I think, actually, because if we are able to go onto those soft tyres, we will be quicker because Rosberg will be on those primes. But right now Rosberg is actually scaring me slightly with his pace, that we might actually be sitting in a solid second place at the moment, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, we have enough fuel, as our radio engineer is saying. Not pushing the car too much in terms of fuel. How much have we got? Yeah, we've got 0.7 of a lap in excess, which is quite useful for the straights. Yeah, if you wanted a race, well, for this one in particular, because obviously turns 1 and 2 were quite successful for us in terms of overtaking. Okay, thank you, engineer. I'm chatting. Cheers. But yeah, if you were tuning in for a race of lots of overtaking, it seems like it's not going to be the case. I mean, we had about 14 overtakes, I think, at the start of the race, but this is more of a race of attrition, a race of strategy, and a race of just kind of monitoring the time and seeing how much we can, well, how little time we can lose during this stint, and then how much time we can gain and hopefully overtake Rosberg before the end of this race. It'll be interesting also to see if Hamilton can get back up into 4th place after his horrendous little incident with a certain Kimi Raikkonen. 7 seconds the gap now to Rosberg. Seems like, if anything, our prime tyres are going off quicker than flipping Rosberg and Vettel's option tyres. Vettel is definitely still catching us. I didn't hear who that was preparing for a stop, but that's because I was talking. Vettel now getting a little bit close now, a little bit too close for comfort, in fact. He's going to have DRS soon. Oh, Rosberg's come into the pits. Interesting. Why has Rosberg come into the pits already, I wonder? So has Vettel as well. So what does that mean? Surely they can't go 14 laps on prime tyres. No way. We're being congratulated for winning the race at the moment. But at the same time, no way are they going to be able to go that long on prime tyres. So it seems like, well, I wouldn't imagine so, but we'd be able to stretch our tyres to at least, well, to lap 18, I'd say. It might be a bit of a struggle towards the end, but I'm after a 2-stop here. I don't know about you guys, because the tyres aren't that bad that they're completely falling off the cliff. They will be by lap 18. Rosberg is 17 seconds behind us at the moment, so we have to keep an eye on that. So I'm assuming he's gone back onto another set of options. I think the beauty of my career modes, and a lot of you probably will realise this, is that I race hard and fair, and I also race in a career mode to the best of my ability. Obviously starting at the back of the grid is to give us a little bit more of a challenge, but I would never try and slow down or make it more action-packed just so that it looks a bit more entertaining, because I don't think that's true. And I like to give a sort of true perspective of how fast I am, I suppose, and how fast the AI are, because you know you do have other career modes that do the more cinematic thing, and you know do script and you know crash and stuff, which is fine. You know that's a certain type of career mode. But the way I want to go is just race hard and fair, because I couldn't really, you know, I don't really want to sort of set up something that looks really bad or you know doesn't kind of fit with everything else. And I just want to race hard. Otherwise, I'll probably get bored of doing career mode if it was all just like fake. As Hamilton sets a fast lap of a 38.6 out of nowhere. Being told to pit in this lap. I don't want to yet though. Oh, as we completely miss our braking point. We are quite slow at the moment on these tyres, but we will continue because doing an extra pit stop will be a lot more costly. I guarantee it. Although Rosberg is catching us at a mammoth rate. It's now down to 13.7 seconds. It's only been a lap. Pretty sure he's catching us at about 4 seconds a lap. So maybe pitting one more lap, having one more pit stop actually does work, but can't imagine so. We'll probably see him on the mini-map. Yeah, that's probably him there. As he goes through the DRS detection zone. The pit window does not close this lap. The pit window opens this lap, mate. 3 seconds a lap. 11.6 seconds the gap now. He is absolutely flying, which is fair enough because he's probably on the option tyres. And if he's on primes, I'm going to be worried that he's going to get to the end, but I don't think he will. Oh, it's down to single digits now. It's down to 9.7 seconds. Rosberg is very much a man on a mission at the moment as we are understeering everywhere. I want to go one more lap. Oh my god. I can't believe I nearly just lost the car then in pretty much a straight line in third gear. But anyway, I want to go one more lap, and we're going to go one more lap. Purely because I don't want to go 11 laps at the end as the final stint on another set of primes. But if you think about it, we are gaining something by doing this. But we just won't be able to go onto another set of options, unfortunately. 7.6 the gap now. Oh my gosh, Rosberg's going to catch us in 2 laps if we didn't pit.
Okay, here's the fuel situation at the moment. We have 20 kilos remaining. That's 20 kilos.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of fuel left in the tank, which is nice. So if we need to push, we will. Yeah, we're coming into the pits now for another set of prime tyres, and hopefully the other guys have to pit again or they will fall off the cliff, one or the other. But actually Vettel isn't anywhere to be seen right now. Where is Vettel? Oh, he's had a very, very poor middle stint. He's miles behind Rosberg, and he's not even that far ahead of us considering we were doing 41s and 42s. And we're now on another set of prime tyres, and we should be looking good. So hopefully, unless they really don't pit again, on for the victory. Oh, Rosberg's back in the pits apparently. So, what the hell is he doing? He's only pitted 1 lap later than me. Very strange from the Mercedes boys to not at least try and do the primes for a bit longer than that. Or if he's going onto the primes now, then his option stint wasn't very long at all. So Vettel, I'm assuming, is going to come into the pits as well, and we're going to be leading this race, which is a bit exciting and also a little bit frustrating because I wanted to race Rosberg. But it'll be interesting to see if Rosberg's gone onto these soft tyres, because if he has, he will catch us without a doubt. So is Bottas. I mean, Bottas is in a slower car than, well, much slower than the Mercedes, and he is staying with us, and we're on fresh tyres right now. So let's see what Rosberg can do. Yep, so there you go, Vettel in the pits as well, and we have taken the lead of this Malaysia Grand Prix. Not the most enthralling of GPs right now, I must admit, but this is what happens. Yeah, really well done, that's first, thank you so much. But, you know, sometimes Grand Prix, you know, in real life they're not so exciting, but as I say, I'm not going to restart it and try and make it more exciting by crashing or something. And I genuinely thought that the AI were going to do the same amount of stops as I have, but they're not. Well, the Mercedes, if the Mercedes crew are getting ready for a pit stop race engineer, it'll be for Hamilton, because Rosberg's already pitted. Who should be the flipping race engineer here? I'm pretty sure I should, as Mary is about to get lapped. Oh my god, Lord! Thank you for not getting out of the way there, bro. Saw him at the Amber Lounge, didn't I, Roberto Meri? He was one of the many F1 drivers partying in Abu Dhabi after the race in the evening. And if you didn't know, or if you're new to this channel, then you can go and check out some pictures that I put on Twitter at xmannyg, or you can go and check out the other video that I've put up, which is called the Abu Dhabi F1, or my Abu Dhabi F1 experience, which is a pretty cool video of when I went to see the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix of this season just gone. It would seem I need to run no setup as well. Do you guys agree? Do you guys think I should start at the back of the grid and use no setup? Because right now, obviously, start at the back of the grid, and I was about to say not being challenged for the lead, and now Rosberg's just taken 7/10 out of me in that last sector alone. So, potentially game back on, especially if we have contact with any of these flipping cars ahead of us, one of them being a Manor, so you never know. But guys, let me know what you think in terms of how we should do this series from now on. So it seems like our team are absolutely convinced that option tyres right now are the ways to go in order to win this race. And I am just like, are you serious? Have you seen the tyre state right now? So they're only yellow. We've got 4 laps remaining. Although there are a lot of lap cars we're about to come up against, which is going to be slightly on the interesting side of life. But no, I'm definitely not going to pit. I'm guessing you guys wouldn't as well. I know we'd be massively fast on those option tyres, but why would we as we hiccup, why would we sacrifice track position to give us a lot of pressure trying to catch Rosberg at the end of the race? As the gap is now down to 4.7 seconds, so Rosberg is taking around about a second a lap out of us, which means it might be quite close to DRS on the last lap. Uh-oh. One mistake and Rosberg's going to be all over the back of us. 1 second a lap, 3 laps to go. 3.6 seconds the gap. Oh Lord, I think we'll be okay. However, the tyres on the last lap of the stint are going to be shot. And we've now even lost time in that first sector as well. So Rosberg is very much hunting us down right now. 3.3 seconds the gap. And I'm a little bit worried. I've had to downshift to the 4th gear that time to try and get the nose in, because there is some serious understeer happening at the front of my car. Whereas Rosberg seems to be pretty happy with where his car is at the moment and the tyre life that he is experiencing. 2 laps remaining, and that is how far we are ahead of Nico Rosberg right now. The gap is down to 1.8 seconds. And guys, we will need to do some defending, I think, on this last lap, because our tyres are starting to squeal, swerve, slide, and just generally lose so much grip, especially in that last sector. Just can't seem to turn the car in, which is where Rosberg really does seem to catch us quite a bit. The first sector not so bad, which I'm a little bit surprised about, considering how traction heavy the first couple of corners are. See, only a 10th that time Rosberg took out of us in that first sector, despite what our tyres are looking like right now. This middle sector, I think, is still okay for us. It just genuinely is the last sector. I mean, we're going so slowly that we can't even lap Ricciardo and Ericsson pretty much. I mean, we've only just caught up to them. We've been following them for ages. And this is going to slow us down just that little bit more as well, because we're going to have to get past them. Dealing with the dirty air as well. And Rosberg is probably looking like, yes, I've actually got a chance in this Grand Prix, as Ricciardo gets out of the way, which is good. So does Ericsson, which is a surprise. I'm actually quite surprised that that has happened. And does Rosberg get held up? Oh, as we lose our back end quite dramatically there. Hopefully Ericsson does not try and overtake us. Let's hope and pray. Ericsson. Oh my God, he's actually going for it. Oh, he's made. Oh my God. Ericsson, no! Jog on, mate. You're a lapped car. Okay, so Rosberg's probably got DRS as well. We haven't. Oh my God. No, Ericsson, please. Ericsson, for God's sake, no. I'm going to have to go around the outside of him. Why? Why is he doing this? No, oh my God, I can't turn. I'm running so wide. Ericsson, just jog on, lad. Oh my God. Okay, is he going to hold up Rosberg? Rosberg, though. Or does he get straight out of the way? Rosberg's going up the inside. As there's all sorts of hooting going on outside. And this is now the showdown for the lead. And look at our tyres. The fronts are orange, which you can just see the understeer. And, well, there may not have been a huge amount of action in... excuse me. There may not have been a huge amount of action in this race, but we are now having a last lap showdown somehow. After hardly any overtaking and all of it being in the pits. We now have to concentrate pretty hard just to keep the car on the track, to be honest. And get out of these traction zones without losing the car. We're 7 tenths down on our pace through sector... Oh no. Through sector 2. And we are in big trouble here now. Rosberg all over the back of us. We're going to have to put it up in the rich fuel mixture. Deal with the fact we're going to get pretty terrible traction using this rich fuel mixture. Oh my God. I can't turn. He's going to have DRS. This is going to be so close. This is a little bit like last career mode, I'm pretty sure. Rosberg nailed us down the final straight, pretty much. As Rosberg now has DRS, is going to the outside for this final corner. We're going to need to take the inside line. Can we hold it? Can we hold the inside line? Or will he go around the outside of us? Using it, and I think this time we're going to get away with it and take our second victory of the season in 2 races. Get in there. I genuinely thought Rosberg was going to have us then, and that was a little bit too close for comfort. But guys, that was just... Well, there were dull moments, I'll be honest. There was exciting moments, which was the start and the end of the race. And I think, yeah, I'm going to go with no setup from, well, China. That's going to be fun with no setup on. With that long straight and 6.6 wings. But anyway, that's what I'm going to decide to do, is that and also start at the back. So guys, let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. If everyone says no and just stay at starting at the back of the grid but keep a setup on, then I'll do that. So guys, please let me know your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this this episode. I know it wasn't exciting as Australia, but it was still pretty good indeed, and I enjoyed it at least. And, well, I'm enjoying just not being in the McLaren Honda, to be honest. So, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.